Hey, what's up, Chicago Cub fans? Listen, the Chicago Cubs today brought back a veteran lefty, and I want to talk to you about why that's huge. Plus, we're going to look at a rising arm in the system. That's right, Jaxon Wiggins. We want to spotlight him today and how he could play a huge role in the Chicago Cubs' success in 2026. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Listen, I'm your host, Mike Jones. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate each and every last one of you that tune into these episodes, that comment below, that get involved in the conversation and let your thoughts and voice be heard. Guys, listen, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure that you hit that like button, that share button, and that subscribe button. Also, if you are a repeat offender, that means you come back and you watch all the time. Listen, let me tell you something. First and foremost, go ahead and hit that share button. Let all your friends and Cubby family know that Chicago Cubs Central is the number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Guys, I appreciate you all so much. The channel is steadily growing and growing and growing, and we are gaining more and more views and followers and subscribers. And guys, I can't thank you enough. It is all because of you. Now, with that being said, first thing I want to talk about, we got to talk about Caleb Thielbar, and the Cubs have re-signed the Southpaw after a terrific 2025 season. Last year, Thielbar made 67 appearances for the Chicago Cubs and posted a 2.64 ERA with a 0.88 WHIP, striking out 56 across 58 innings. The kind of reliable late inning lefty you want to bring in during the late innings. He was also usable in the postseason too, appearing in the division series in 2025 for the Cubs. 3 appearances, 2.1 innings, two and a third innings. I'm sorry, I don't know why I say 2.1. 2 and a third innings and no runs allowed, showing he can handle playoff pressure in short stints. That veteran presence in the bullpen is something that the Chicago Cubs needed desperately. So you ask yourself, okay, Mike, you tell us that you're excited that Caleb Thielbar is back. Why is this important? Why is this important? Well, I'll tell you why. For 2 reasons. First, the Cubs need a trusted lefty who can get left-handed bats out and eat innings in high leverage spots. Thielbar did that last season, guys, without a shadow of a doubt. He was there when the Chicago Cubs needed him. Whenever Craig Counsell went to him and pulled him out the bullpen, he was a major reason, along with Brad Keller, as to why the Chicago Cubs had the success that they had. And for what it's worth, hopefully he can reimagine and do that again one more time this coming season. 2, he buys development time for young arms. Having a veteran like him reduces pressure to rush prospects or to have to depend on somebody like a Daniel Palencia to have to get these type of outs for you. So having that veteran lefty that you can go and you can depend on, that you just know is going to come and be able to get the outs and keep the lead, hold the lead for you, or hold the game at a tie and give you an opportunity to take the lead in the bottom or the top of the next inning. Listen, there is nothing more that a manager appreciates than somebody he can point to the pen and know that they are going to settle things down. Caleb Thielbar was just that for the Chicago Cubs last season. He did his damn thing for the Cubs, and I appreciated it for one. I think that he was an amazing pitcher for the team. And again, like I said, for what it's worth, Craig Counsell has this to say about him. He said he's a late inning lefty who limited left-handers all year. That's invaluable in October. And I couldn't agree more. When you look at it, the Chicago Cubs believe that they have not only a playoff team, but they have a World Series caliber team, and they're trying to build something towards that. And re-signing pieces like Caleb Thielbar goes a long way into that veteran presence in the bullpen, in the clubhouse, somebody that is going to be able to be dependable. He's just a very good, dependable arm that can come in 2025 and give the Chicago Cubs what they need. What do they need? They need to get outs. And he is somebody that's able to get those outs for the Chicago Cubs no matter what. So, again, very, very, very good signing by the Chicago Cubs. John Heyman, I believe, was the first to report on this. And again, I believe it is another 1-year deal. We don't know the specifics on how much money that he signed for with the Chicago Cubs. But welcome back, Caleb Thielbar. He is a welcome sight to this club, somebody that was very dependable in the bullpen for the Chicago Cubs all season long. Chicago Cubs still have yet to sign a closer. We don't know who that will be. Brad Keller is still an option that is out there. He's still out there weighing his options, apparently, looking at all the different type of contracts and deals that have been presented to him out there. And the Chicago Cubs are very much alive in the Brad Keller race. So that is something that they are in tune with. Let me know your thoughts on the Chicago Cubs re-signing Caleb Thielbar. Do you like the deal? Are you excited that he is coming back to Chicago and be pitching on the north side once again for our Chicago Cubs? Now, with that being said, another Chicago Cub that is a pitcher that I believe could absolutely play a pivotal part, or at least a role in the Chicago Cubs, for the Chicago Cubs in 2026, is none other than Jaxon Wiggins. So now this kid, Jaxon Wiggins, here's the short version. He had a breakout 2025 in the minors and moved quickly through the system. In 2025, Wiggins posted strong numbers across all the levels. In 19 starts, he pitched 78 innings and had a 2.19 ERA at the MILB level. And he was showing, like I said, his ability to be able to strike out big numbers of hitters and keep his whip close to 1.03. And that jump got him noticed all season long. I mean, it was just amazing how he just jumped through all the different measures of the MLB, and how he was able to move through the minors like he was. So again, he was somebody that has been on the Chicago Cubs radar. He is absolutely the top pitching prospect now that Cade Horton has made his way into the majors and is a pivotal part of the pitching rotation. So you look at that and you say to yourself, okay, well, who's next? Well, the next person that the Chicago Cubs is hoping to take that next step, to take that next jump, is Jaxon Wiggins. So again, he is somebody that scouting wise, he's a big bodied 6'6" right-hander with a fastball that can touch upper 90s up to 99 miles per hour in reports. And he's added a firmer spike grip breaking pitch that has produced a high whiff rate. Analysts grade his fastball and slider as above average. So that just tells you one thing and one thing only, guys. The boy's stuff is real. Now, will it play in the majors? It remains to be seen. But he is somebody that is a very tall, very slender, big-bodied pitcher who can come in and absolutely dominate the game. He said that returning from Tommy John surgery and getting healthy again changed everything for him. He has more confidence, he has better control, and a cleaner, reputable delivery. So Cubs player development director Jason Kanzler praised his evolution from athleting competition to a refined, reliable pitcher. And that's the language teams like to hear when they're planning a promotion. That's right. Jaxon Wiggins, y'all, could see time in the majors this season. So per MILB logs in 2025, in 19 games, 18 starts, 78 innings pitched, 97 strikeouts, a 2.19 ERA in triple and double A combined. That's the kind of stat line that forces teams to consider him for either the 40-man roster or a late season call-up. So, like I said, Jaxon Wiggins is somebody that I think a lot of us have had our eyes on. He is somebody that we want to see mature into a pitcher that we know can be a for sure force and a starter in this league and be able to have success on the Chicago Cubs. So the real question is, could he get a shot in 2026? Now, the path to the majors, realistically, Wiggins can get the call to Chicago this year if one or more of these happen. An injury to a rotation or a long-term death piece forces the club to look internally. The Cubs want to try an internal arm as a spot starter in a low-leverage time frame, or they think his repertoire plays better in shorter bursts and use him for long relief bulk innings out of the bullpen to secure a roster spot. But there are some things that you want to watch here. So you got to watch his health and his workload. If Wiggins stays healthy and keeps innings managed, he's more likely to be considered. Another thing you have to watch, his triple-A performance. Sustained strikeout rate plus improved walk rate. If his walk percentage drops to more MLB friendly levels, that all equals the green light for Jaxon Wiggins. And then last but not least, any bullpen openings or roster churning. So if trades happen, if free agent moves go down, or injuries or things like that happen, these all could create openings where Wiggins' arm becomes extremely attractive to the Chicago Cubs to call up to the major roster. So here's the club side of the context of things. The Cubs re-signed Thielbar. That both stabilizes the bullpen and the team flexibility. If they need Wiggins as a rotation option, they can bring him up carefully rather than as an emergency fill-in. That's an ideal path for him. But if they want to keep him stretched out, they'll probably let him start the year in AAA and bring him up when the timing is right. To me, y'all, when it comes to Jaxon Wiggins, his ceiling is real. He's a mid-rotation starter if he refines his command. The Cubs have the luxury to be patient with him, which is good news for Wiggins and for Cubs fans. So, again, like I said, he is somebody that we have confidence in, and he has a great mindset, and he is somebody that is working his butt off to potentially be a rotation piece for the Chicago Cubs. So, all in all, y'all, Thielbar's return is a win now, steady move for the bullpen, and Wiggins represents the high upside future the Chicago Cubs crave. Now, I'll be watching Wiggins' spring reports and AAA starts. If the strikeouts stay high and the walks come down, that's the cue, y'all. Hit subscribe, drop your questions in the comments below, and tell me, would you call Wiggins up early or would you keep him developing in AAA? I need to know from you guys what your thoughts are on Jaxon Wiggins and what your thoughts are on Caleb Thielbar. Until next episode, I appreciate you guys so much. I thank you so much for tuning in and for watching. Let your voice be heard in the comments below. And until next time, go Cubs, go.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.